Hello guys, and welcome back to LSJ TV for the third video in my home gym series. I hope everybody had a great Christmas and a happy new year. I'm now back at university and I'm recording this from my flat bedroom. So I expect to see some university vlogs in the coming weeks, as well as my legs and abs video, which is coming up fairly soon. Anyway, moving on to the exercises. Here I am warming up for my shoulders and abs workout today. First off with just some shoulder press with just the bar. This was after some mobility stretching, and I used some resistance bands as well to get those rotator cuffs warmed up nicely. Moving on to the shoulder press itself. During your warm-up, always ensure that the rack and all your equipment is at the correct height. Just makes it so much easier when you come to pick up that heavy weight. You want to keep the bar going in as straight of a line as possible, pushing above your head and slowly lowering it back down again. Really focus on controlling that weight, so it will give you maximum muscle contraction, which as we know leads to maximum muscle growth. You're going to want to explode back up to the top again. Next up is lateral raises. Now we've warmed up, we've got a bit of a pump, so off comes the hoodie. This exercise works the lateral head of the shoulder, hence the name, as all that means is that it's isolating as much of the side of the shoulder as possible, helping you get that complete full roundness of the shoulder to look as aesthetic as possible. You want to lift with the elbows and pause as much as you can at the top. If that means lowering the weight, then do so, because you're just going to want to get your form down properly before you start shifting any heavy weight. Moving on to an even smaller muscle now, these are rear delt flies or rear delt raises, whichever you prefer. I use a bench for this because I feel it helps me keep a lot more stable during the movement and allows me to fully focus on that mind to muscle connection. Now what you'll see me doing here is actually lowering the weight. I thought I would try and up the weight this week, but as you can see, I just wasn't quite ready for that. So my advice to you guys, not just for this exercise, but for training in general, is to put your ego aside and only lift what you can with complete good form. The same principle applies to this. Pause at the top, and you can try and control that weight on the negative. Focusing on the traps now is the upright row, the last of the shoulder exercises in today's routine. You're going to want to stand with your feet shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit wider, and grab the bar just inside shoulder grip, wherever's comfortable. I would recommend using a shorter bar, but actually I don't have that, and you can only use what's accessible to you. It just makes it a lot easier to balance the weight and allows you to focus on the movement a lot more. You're going to want to raise the bar to your chest height and control it back down as you usually would. Now for the first of the ab movements today, this is the ab cable crunch. You would usually see people kneeling down on the floor in the gym doing this, but the cable on my machine isn't actually long enough. So you can only, as I said before, you can only do what's accessible to you. Today I focus on more resistance movements, and in the legs and abs video I do a bit more of a circuit type ab workout. Second of my ab movements for today is the Russian twist, holding onto a weight just to add some resistance. Try and keep your body as still as possible and just twist that weight from side to side. This is then followed up by some body weight crunches, again focusing on the muscle contraction, getting a real good squeeze at the top, never quite letting your body come fully down to the floor. That keeps the emphasis on those abs and helps you build them as quickly as possible. Lastly, this is probably my favourite ab exercise at the moment. I feel it helps me the most, get a good burn at the end of the workout. You're going to want to find something to kneel on, otherwise for some people it could be quite painful for their knees. Keep this movement nice and slow, really focusing on that mind to muscle connection, getting a real good squeeze and really helping you build up those abs that everybody wants. So that's it for today guys, thanks a lot for watching and I'll see you next time.